Welcome back to another video. I wanted to make a really quick video on what I think moved the needle for me most in my entrepreneurship journey. I'm sure you've heard it a million times, was mindset, state of being, and energy. As within, so without. Basically, that means that everything on the outside, in your outside world, and the things you do in the external world, and by that I mean the actual work you're putting in, the hours you're putting in, the studying, the building, that's your outer world, the external results. All of that is just a reflection of your internal state of being, your internal mindset, and your internal energy. This is going to be a very compact video, but if you want to go into more depth, I'll put more resources at the end that personally helped me out a ton in my journey. I've been an entrepreneur for many years, and I've started probably 14 or 15 businesses that were all failures. I put failures in quotes because as you progress in your entrepreneur journey, you realize that there's really no such thing as failure. All your failures are actually learning lessons, stepping stones, or growth. The only real failure is when you give up. So you start to become grateful for your failures and you realize they're not failures, but that's besides the point. That's a whole rabbit hole on its own. But I was a failure, you get what I mean, for many years in my entrepreneurship journey. I'm 26 now and I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 16. Everything changed when I fixed my inner world. For the longest time, I was acting out of a place of negativity. I had a negative mindset, mainly towards others. I was very negative towards the world and other people, and as a result, that reflected in my outer world. When everything started to work for me and I finally found success was when I finally shifted my inner world and did that inner work. So if you're just getting into your entrepreneurship journey, or if you're really far into it and you're still not finding any success, check your inner state of being in your inner world. I'm sure you've heard of the law of attraction before. This is real. This is not magic. And it's not something that only happens when you're like meditating or manifesting. It's something that, it's a law of the universe that's constantly happening. And it's funny because like as you get more and more into your entrepreneurship journey, you see it more and more. And I'm sure you've heard of other successful entrepreneurs talk about this as well. And that's because you'll probably stumble along the same exact path. I'm just trying to fast track you to get there. Basically what the law of attraction says is that you attract what you are, okay? And what it means by what you are is your internal state of being, your energy. So if you're in a negative like state of being and you have a negative energy, let's say doubting yourself, doubting that anything's gonna work, if you're doing things out of that state, in that energy, that's going to reflect in your outer world and nothing is ever going to work. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So another one is lack and scarcity. If you're acting like you don't have enough, you need to do this and make it or else you're gonna die, you're constantly going to see that in your external world and you're never going to have enough. Let's say you're making $10,000 a month. If you're still in a state of being of scarcity and lack, that $10,000 a month is never going to be enough. When you switch to a state of gratitude for everything that you already have, you start to see that reflect in your outer world and you start to get more and more. You attract more of what you are. Basically, what the law of attraction is teaching you is that what you want to do is fix your internal state into something that you want to see reflect in your outer world. And this is what happened to me. Like for the longest time, I was super negative towards everyone. I was jealous of other people. I doubted myself, all of that stuff. When I switched my internal state to pure positivity, I found God, I put God first, and I started to work on my spiritual world. Everything started to work for me. In the past 6 months, I've found a wild amount of success, way more than I found in the first 9 years of my entrepreneurship journey. And it's all right as I fixed that internal world. And I documented it all. So you can go watch my entire journey. I'm making this video because what hurts me the most is when I see people, mainly people that don't believe in themselves and doubt themselves and have that negative state of being and that negative mindset. When I see that, it breaks my heart because the same power that created the universe, the same power that placed the stars in the sky, grew the trees, and molded the mountains, runs through your blood. Other people are out there doing incredible things in the world. So why can't you? You can, but only if you believe you can. Only if you accept that you are powerful, accept that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Know that if someone else did it, it's humanly possible. And if it's humanly possible, it's possible for you too. It's hard to break the cycle because it reinforces itself, positive or negative. Positive and negative energy, they compound upon themselves. What I mean by compounding on each other is if you're in a negative state of being, you start to see negative results and negative reflections in the world. And those things that happen that are negative in the world, a failed business, losing a friendship, all these negative things, they're a result of your own internal state of being in your own negative energy. And basically those negative things happening are going to reinforce that negative energy and that negative state of being. So it compounds upon itself, and that's how you spiral downwards. That's a sad fate. And I was on that spiral until I I switched it. But it's the same thing for positive energy, and that's how my life took off like a fucking rocket. The positive things that happen in your life reinforce the positive state of being and this positive energy. So like when something good happens, you're grateful for it, and being grateful for it reinforces the positive state of being, which causes more positive things to happen in your life. It just compounds upwards, and that's the path that you want to get on. That right there is how I took off so unbelievably fast. Like, I started making new friends, new opportunities fell into my life. All my business stuff started to work, and it just continues to work. It's like growing at an exponential rate. It's hard to even keep track. My income, when I was like grinding away and trying to figure things out and do everything like from a negative state of being, I made like $3,000 a month. On a good month, $4,000. I made more than that today, this morning. And I have new opportunities lining up, and like, yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's because of my internal state of being. I'm excited for the new opportunities. I'm grateful for the things that are happening in my life and the things that I see coming. And that gratitude and that excitement is what is causing more and more to fall into my life. And this is such a common theme. I'm so passionate about it is because it helped me so much. And what hurts me the most and breaks my heart most in this world is when I see people in a negative state of being with a negative mindset. They don't believe in themselves. They doubt everyone around them. They doubt everything. They don't believe that success is even possible. They don't even try because they shut themselves down before they can even give it a shot. I tell people that are like, they aren't even in the entrepreneurship world, and they're like complaining about, oh my God, the economy is shit. Like, the reason that I don't have any abundance and I'm broke is because, oh, the fucking government. It's like, dude, start a business. And when I say start a business, I see them just doubt it. Like, I can't do that. That's not real. That never works. 99% of businesses fail. It's like, bro, do you see what I'm saying? That mentality in that state of being of doubt and criticism and just pure negativity is what reflects in their life. And it's just a snowball effect, and they're never going to make it out until they finally flip that switch in their head and do that inner work. Think of it this way. Look at other people as inspiration, because if someone else did something, that means it's humanly possible. And if it's humanly possible, that means it's possible for you too. I am just a normal person. If you know me personally, then you know that I was the weird kid that was trying countless businesses, that was like, dropped out of college, like, I was that kid. And if you're someone that's just watching me on the internet, yeah, just a normal kid. I played a lot of video games. I've tried a billion businesses. They all failed, like 14 or 15 businesses. I was grinding for the longest time. No one believed in me, except for maybe my mom. And now like I'm here, and I don't know. I'm living in an entirely different world now in like 6 months. That's how fast things can flip. It all happened when I flipped the inner world, and I did that inner work, and I flipped my mindset and my energy to a positive mindset and a positive energy. When I did that, it all reflected in my outer world, and that's when the results really came. So how do you do it? How do you shift into that positive state of being? First of all, you have to do a lot of inner work. You have to actually sit down and meditate and examine your own self. You have to journal, you have to reflect, and you have to learn about who you are, the things that you need to work on. I wrote a book on this subject. It's very practical. It's about how to change into a positive state of being. If you want to read it, it's free. It's in the description below. Go download it. I hope it helps you. That's literally the only reason I wrote it. The second step is what you consume is very, very impactful and influential on your inner state of being. So think of it like a diet. The stuff that you put in is going to influence that inner world. So if you're putting in a bunch of junk and negativity, it's going to fill you with that. And then you're going to see that as a reflection in your outer world, because that's what's inside. So if you're always watching the news telling you that the world is ending, the economy is shit, and that you're fucked, what do you think that you're going to believe and is going to reflect in your outer world? If you're looking at content that's negative, if you're listening to music that's negative, if you're surrounded by people that doubt everything, that doubt you, that don't believe success is possible, don't ever try anything, they're lazy, what do you think is going to reflect in your own world? Because that is going to influence your inner world. You need to fix what you're consuming. Consume positivity. Like, I'm trying to help you with this. So I hope by consuming this, it's going to boost you. Consume people that push you up. Surround yourself with people that are excited for life and ambitious people that want the best for you and others, that want to build and make the world a better place. Start listening to positive music. It's like a mental diet. What you put in is going to influence your inner state of being. So start putting in positivity, positive affirmations about yourself, positive content, positive music, all that stuff. By consuming junk, you're just going to fill yourself with junk, and that junk on the inside is then going to reflect in your outer world. So inner work on yourself, self-reflection, meditation, and then the things that you consume. Consume positivity. Some positive resources that helped me a ton. Like, literally, this stuff was life-changing for me. The Phoenix Seminar by Brian Tracy. It's like a 9-hour seminar, and it is so incredibly valuable. It should be worth like probably thousands of dollars. It's free on YouTube. Phoenix Seminar, go look it up, Brian Tracy. It's so good. The next thing is like Tony Robbins. If you've never watched Tony Robbins before, he's a speaker. He also has a couple books out. His whole philosophy and what he preaches is this: your internal state of being is what directly correlates to the results that you see in your life, in your reality, in the outer world, and the things that you do. He tries to help people do just that and fix that in that inner state of being. So another one is Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor wrote some books and also he was a speaker. He preached the same exact thing. Now, I'm going to say something really controversial here in this space, entrepreneurship space. Avoid Andrew Tate. So yes, Andrew Tate is good for getting the initial fire lit. I feel like Andrew Tate is just so negative and he has so much of that negative energy. And it's like, yeah, he can get the fire lit and get you up and moving, but it's just gonna fill you with that. You're gonna beat yourself up. I found when I started like loving myself instead of hating myself and beating myself up for things, that I found more, like every time I failed, when I started to actually be grateful for the experience rather than beating myself up over the failure, I started to see way more progress. That's gonna be the end of this video. I hope this helps, and I hope you take it seriously because it changed everything in my life. Opportunities just started coming to me at a ridiculous rate. Once I started to look at the world in a lens of positivity and had a positive state of being, opportunities just keep falling into my lap. Like just last night, another opportunity just fell into my lap, like an absolutely ridiculous opportunity. The things that are happening in my external world, I'm not lucky. It's just a reflection of my internal state of being. I'm excited, I'm grateful. I'm always looking out and having a positive mindset towards possibility. I'm positive ambitious, so I'm not like negative like grind state. I'm very positive and like I seek growth and opportunity. And as a result, those things that they just keep falling into my life, and they're going to keep falling into my life. So expect the best for yourself. Understand that you do deserve good things. Understand that good things are possible for you as well. Seek growth. Be grateful for the lessons that you learn along the way. The failures that in your life are not failures. They're simply stepping stones. There's no such thing as negativity. All negativity is an illusion. The only negativity is the negativity that you place on yourself. Same thing with positivity. Place positivity on yourself and you'll start to see that in your outer world. That's all. Wish you the best. Thank you for watching. Love you. Peace.